Hey folks, and welcome back to West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. It's transfer time yet again. You could say, news just in. Terrible, I know. I'm a dad, I can get away with it. But yeah, signing number 10. We are into double figures with new players for this season. And definitely a position that needed some more squad depth, without a doubt. It comes in the form of former Leicester City player James Justin. So, as with the other 9 players that we've brought in so far, let's have a little look at them. We'll go through some of the stats, break them down a little bit, and we'll try and get an idea of what James Justin can bring to Leeds. The first useless fact is that he's the second player to join this summer that's got the same letters for his initials. So GG for Gary Goodmanson and now JJ for James Justin. But that's the first. That's the only useless piece of detail I'm going to give you. So let's have a look at James's background. He came through at Luton Town and was one of their academy prospects, as far as I'm aware. He's from that area, and he's another one that joins the 6 Foot clan. So another tall player. None of the players we've bought have been short, by any means. I'm 5'7.7", and every single one of these is taller than me. I'm not tall, but not for a footballer anyway. So again, similar kind of age as well. 27-year-old. 6 foot, versatile, can play both sides, both right back and left back, but predominantly a right back. But again, very much like Byram, can play both sides, without any issue. So he was able to get 6 goals in 90 appearances for Luton. Then he got his move to Leicester City. We got another 6 goals. This time it took him a bit longer. He got those over 140 appearances. This got him a smattering of appearances for England, under 20, under 21, and 1 cap at senior level. And so, when breaking this down, his time at Luton was 3 seasons in League 2, well, call it 2 seasons really, he only made 1 appearance in the 15-16 season, but 16-17, played 29 times, getting 1 goal, and then he got 2 goals in 17 games the following season, and then the season after that, Luton were promoted, so in 18-19 they promoted to League 1, where he played most of the season, 43 games, getting 3 goals. So in total for Luton, he got himself 90 appearances and 6 goals in the league. He then got his move to Leicester City in the 19-20 season, and this was when Leicester were a Premier League side. So he got himself 13 appearances in the 19-20 season. That increased in the 2021 season. He got 23 appearances, getting a couple of goals. That dropped in the 21-22 season. He was back down to 13 appearances again. Got an extra one in the 22-23 season. He got 14. He then went on to play the majority of the Championship season, where Leicester got themselves promoted. Again, he played 39 times in the Championship, bagging a couple of goals there, and then played an impressive 36 games out of the 38 in the 24-25 season for Leicester, again bagging a couple of goals. Definitely seems to have some similarities to Sam Byram in terms of his appearances and goals and things like that, doesn't he? Certainly not like a Firpo, for example, who or even a Bogle, that were capable of quite a few goals. But and I mean, Wikipedia doesn't tell you the assists, but he comes with a fair old chunk of Premier League experience there. 36, 14, 13, 23 and 13, so he's not going to be so far off 100 out of that lot, is he? Just one actually, I think. So I think he's got like 99 games in the Premier League, so it's good experience, it's what we need. As I say, certainly not a goal scoring fullback, then again neither's Byram, and Byram's a good player, again versatile, and knows what it is to play in the Premier League. So I think this is a decent buy. It's for around £8 million, and it could rise to 10 million with add-ons. I like the fact that he's played in all of the divisions. I think for any footballer, I think it's important that they do experience all four of the professional divisions. Well, alright, the National League's gone professional mostly as well, hasn't it? But you get what I'm saying anyway. And it'll provide interesting competition for Jayden Bogle, who definitely needs some competition. But with the four fullbacks that we've got now, in Justin, Gudmundsson, Bogle and Byram, I think we've got some decent depth there now. We can back players up if they get injured or suspended, and this will allow for Isaac Schmidt now to get his loan move elsewhere. So yeah, 10th signing of the season, and I still predict a couple more. There's only a week to go in the transfer window, and I think there's going to be at least one, maybe two or three. Now if it were me, with the midfield issues that we're starting to have due to injury, I would look to get Calvin Phillips on loan if Calvin is fit enough to play relatively soon. There is the issue as well, obviously, of registering players, because the Premier League will only allow for 25 players over the age of 21, and I think there's a limit to just a couple of loans. Leeds haven't delved into the loan market for this summer yet, but it could be an option that Leeds might go down in an effort to help with PSR and to not overspend. Obviously getting a loan in for someone like Phillips would be useful, because ultimately you're only paying some wages there, you're not paying a transfer fee, at least initially. There might be a loan fee, but it'd be marginal, just be a couple of million I would have thought, and then probably 50% of his wages because he's on such a large amount at City. And I think there'll be another winger. I think we'll bring a right winger in. Okafor obviously comes in for the left wing. I think we need someone to challenge Dan James on the right. And then I know we've brought in a couple of free transfer strikers, but I think we need a prolific striker, a striker that has recently scored a lot of goals for their club, and it has to be from a decent league, and that's where the transfer fee is going to come into play, I think, and quite substantially. I think we haven't even spent 100 million yet, even with this transfer of James Justin. I think it brings us maybe to about 100, possibly. I haven't done the maths, but I mean, certainly when you look at it, you've got Justin. Well, if you start from the back, Perry, about 15 million, Justin 8 million. This is before add-ons. Bornau 5 million, Beal 16 million, Goodmanson 11 million, Longstaff 12 million, Stack 17 million, Okafor 19 million, Nemecha and Calvert-Lewin are free, obviously. I think that's covered most of the new signings, hasn't it? So I think there's still scope, and I'm pretty sure the club has reserved a certain amount of money available to get these last couple of signings in, but there is only a week to go. The chairman, Brad Marath, did say that, you know, a lot of action tends to happen in the final week and even the final couple of days of the transfer window, so I would expect some movement, without a doubt, because there's a lot of players that are going to have ended up leaving Leeds by the end of this summer transfer window as well. You have to. It's the only way you can balance the books. Overall, I think the window's looking quite good, and as long as we can get points against teams that are likely to finish in the bottom half, like we did against Everton, I'm not as worried about getting walloped by Arsenal. I'd rather not be walloped by them. You know, I expect to lose against them, but I don't like the club getting walloped the way that they were. But hopefully, as the season goes on, the team will get stronger. They'll get to know each other better, and these new signings that we're making are going to be more prominent in the 11 because they've been signed for what you would hope is the reason that they're being signed is because they're better than what we currently have. If you look at the lineup that Leeds put out for both the Everton and the Arsenal games, there wasn't a lot of the new signings playing. It was mostly the team that has just come up. So I do wonder a little bit on that, and I do wonder, you know, is there a little bit on Farke for that one? Does he need to kind of figure out how he can integrate all of the new players as quickly as possible? That's on him and his coaching team, isn't it? But I think that, you know, the way that this new side is looking it's decent. It's starting to look like it might be good enough for 17th place, which is the bare minimum that we need. I think James Justin complements that. You know, he's English. He's got experience of the Premier League. 8 million's a snip for a fullback. Good age at 27. I think it's a 4-year deal he's been offered as well for his contract. And you know, he's stayed quite loyal where he's been as well. You know, getting just 10 shy of 100 appearances for Luton and then 140 for Leicester. This fella don't move around a lot. You know, so again, there's a good element of loyalty there, which is obviously very useful. And it'll be an interesting battle between Justin and Bogle for the right back position now. I think Goodmanson's making that left back spot his own. I think he's looked quite good so far. Hopefully Justin can show Leeds what he's capable of. But yeah, I think for the price, decent signing. There wasn't a lot available in terms of the free market. Calabria ended up joining Panathinaikos, and Tomiyasu's still injured, so I think that getting someone like Justin is a useful signing because again it's not massively breaking the bank, and it ticks enough boxes. He's English, got Premier League experience, sticks around, don't go moving around a lot. 6 foot tall, 27-year-old, can play both sides. I think that ticks enough boxes, you know, for what Leeds are looking at. So yeah, big welcome to Leeds United, James Justin. Hope you do the business for us, and be good to see what you can do. But we'll leave it at that, folks. I say trying to keep these player profile videos, you know, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes if I can. So there we have it. But yeah, signing number 10 is right back James Justin. Do please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.